This is Pete over at D.I.Y Auto School, and what we're doing is we're painting the jams on this car. Now this is the situation you got. Every time you hear somebody, they'll say, I put three coats of clear on it. Okay, or how many coats of clear did you use? 3 coats. All right? This is the situation. You really don't put 3 wet coats of clear on. You put 2 coats of clear and a half coat. The first coat of clear that you put on this vehicle, or your vehicle, is going to be a tack coat. You can't put a full wet coat on your first coat. You'll have runs in it, you'll have drips in it, and it'll be an extreme nightmare. Especially on something like this, when you're painting all this little stuff. All right? You're taking that spray gun and you're really, wetting it down and dumping the clear on there. That's a no-no, for one. But when you hear people say, I put 3 full wet coats of clear, they actually put 4 coats. Because the first coat, once again, is a tack coat. And I'm going to show you what the deal is here. We're going to go ahead and spray a tack coat on this deck lid. And it's going to look like a wet coat of clear, but it's not. Because I'm going to be going a little bit faster, and I'm not going to care if I got dry spots in it. All this coat is for, all the tack coat is for, is so I don't get runs when I put my full wet coats on there.
Welcome to D.I.Y Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
Now a lot of people will put the tack coat and then 2 coats of clear on it. And on these type of situations here, like the jams, that's fine, that's all you need. But when you're doing the outside of the car, you should always put 1 tack coat, which is basically half coat, and then 3 full wet coats, if you want that deep gloss shine. Now another thing is, if you put a tack coat on there and you count that as 1 coat of clear, and then you put the other coat on, and then that's 2 coats, and you say, well, this is the door jams, that's all we need. What's going to happen is that clear will shrink down, and it'll look like shit. You have to have a minimum of 2 full wet coats of clear. Not a tack coat and then a wet coat. A tack coat and then 2 full wet coats. Because 1 full wet coat will shrink down. It will shock itself and shrink down. You got to let the clear dry 20 to 30 minutes in between each coat. If you don't do that, what's going to happen is you're going to get runs. So it's very important to make sure that you dry your clear 30 minutes in between each coat. What that does, that ensures that you're not going to get any runs, and it's also going to ensure that the clear that you just sprayed is going to dry, and it's going to all shrink down to the shrinkage that it needs to be before you put your last and final coat on, or the other coat of clear. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what a tack coat is, and then after that we're going to let that dry, and then I will come back and spray 2 full wet coats on top of the tack coat. And then once we get that done, it'll be a done deal. Now once again, if this was the outside of the car, it would be 1 tack coat and 3 full wet coats. Now another thing is the kind of clear that you're using. I'm using a very high-end, expensive, high solids clear. If you add 10% reducer to your high solids clear, it's going to flow out a lot smoother and it's going to look good. But we're going to go back to the 30-minute dry time. When you use reducer in it, it's going to make that clear shrink. It's going to make the clear dry quicker. So you're going to want to make sure that you wait 30 minutes, approximately 30 minutes in between each coat of clear. Let me show you how to put a tack coat on. A lot of people call this their first coat of clear. It's not the first coat of clear, it's just a tack coat, so you don't get any runs. Alright, I already went ahead and applied my first full wet coat of clear coat onto this jam and the lower half of the deck lid. It's been approximately 30 minutes. You can see I am touching the paint and everything is dry. So it's very important to make sure that you let your clear coat dry at least 30 minutes in between coats. Now the most important thing, once again, that I'm going to go ahead and tell you, is putting the tack coat on. Now, I don't know if you paid attention when I applied that tack coat, but the thing that you want to do is you want to move the gun a little bit faster and you want to hold it away a little bit farther. Make sure that you adjust your gun so when you spray that clear coat, it's not pouring it on there like water. You want it to go on at an even pace and a moderate, wet coat feeling. When you are spraying that clear coat, you want to be able to see the dryness going away. You want to bleed the dry out of it. You'll have dry up here, it'll be wet back here if you're going to go this way. You want to chase that dryness out of the clear, okay? That's how fast you want to go. When you see the dryness going away, when you see the dryness disappearing, that's how fast you're going to go. You don't want to go super slow like this, thinking I'm going to put two full wet coats on it and it'll be done. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the last and final coat of clear on this deck lid, and then when I do, I want you to watch me so you can see how close I am, how quick I'm going, and how accurate I'm trying to be with it. I don't want to, I don't want to spray it here and then come down here where I'm hitting this 2 or 3 times. I don't want to keep going back over my hinge once I've already put a coat of clear on the hinge. Do you see what I'm saying? You've got to pay attention to how you're spraying your clear and what you've already put clear on so you don't get any runs and you don't have dry spots in your paint. So it's been a couple days since I went ahead and painted this, and as you can see, it came out beautiful. Look at the shine on that. This is base coat clear coat. I want everybody to know. A lot of times when people paint jams like I'm doing, they'll use single stage paint, but this is actually a base coat clear coat stage paint, and this is what it looks like. But the main thing when you're spraying your clear is you got to put a guide coat. I'm sorry, I said guide coat. I was thinking of this right here when I was talking. You got to put a tack coat, which would be your first coat of clear. A lot of people call that their first coat of clear, but I don't. When I say that I put 3 full wet coats of clear on it, I put a tack coat and then 3 coats of clear. So you need to pay close attention to that. If you're getting a car restored, make sure that they are going to go ahead and use 3 full wet coats of clear and not 1 tack coat and 2 coats of clear. This has been a very, very intense job. Painting door jams and trunks and everything else can be a very, very tedious job, but we got her done and did it right. And now that that's done, what we'll be doing next on this car is we're going to go ahead and get the headliner in it, and then I'm going to button this thing up by putting the windshield and the back glass in before we paint the outside of the vehicle. So that was just a little tech tip of painting and showing you that using a tack coat before you put your full wet coats on is really, really going to make a difference, and it's going to really give you the extra shine that you're looking for. This will not be buffed out. This is beautiful, shiny, glossy paint, and it's a done situation. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, hoping that you learned from this, and that the next time you spray something, base coat, clear coat, that you use a tack coat before you put your full wet coats on. Take it easy.
For watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.